All right. Happy Tuesday, everybody. I'm so happy that you logged into our Facebook page to watch our live stream. My special colleague Odette from Bryan University is here with me. And today it's an amazing topic for everyone who is just like still deciding if the United States journey is for them or not. So today we will cover what to expect when coming to US University, what's the decision process, and how we at Education USA can help you guys. So thank you again so much for joining. If you have any questions, please feel free to add them to the chat box. And I'll start with introducing Education USA real briefly, and then I'll leave the floor to my colleague Odette. So my name is Hani, and I work as an Education USA advisor in the Czech Republic. So for those of you who don't know me or who don't know Education USA, it's totally fine. We are here to provide free and accurate and comprehensive information about study opportunities in the United States. So if you're currently at high school and you're thinking what to do next, and maybe you would like to study in the US, please reach out to me and I'm happy to walk you through it step by step. I'm happy to explain it to your parents, and it's all free of charge. On the next slide, you will see that the advising center is fully virtual. If Odette, can you please click? Thank you. It's fully virtual. I am based in Brno. I'm happy to schedule a call with you, or if you are in Brno, I'm happy to meet with you in person. If you don't like me for some reason, it's okay. We do have American centers in other Czech cities, so you can definitely reach out to them and they can also advise you free of charge. But usually they do some basic advising and then, you guys end up with me anyway. So I'm happy to work with you. You can reach out to me via email. You can send me a WhatsApp message or just through Instagram, which is going to be shown on the next slide. So we do consultations. We have a library, and I'm doing live streams such as today. If you are interested in the previous live streams that we did, go to our YouTube channel and you will see the recordings. And how you find us on social media, it's going to be under the handle Education USA Czech. And you just send me a DM and I'm happy to get in touch with you. So this is very briefly about Education USA because that's not why you came. You came here to learn more about your journey to the United States. So Odette, welcome and thank you so much for joining us today. Oh, you're muted. We don't hear you.
Hi everyone, my name is Odette Mansour. I'm from Lebanon. I'm from Beirut, Lebanon, and right now I'm working as an admission rep at Bryan University, which is my school. I'm a proud Bryan alum. I graduated in May of 2024 with a double major in finance and economics, and soon I'm gonna go to law school. So I'm on the same page as you. I'm applying to school. I'm doing the LSAT, which right now probably most of you are doing the SAT or already did. So we're on the approximately on the same page. I am an international student. So when I went to Bryan, I was an international student. I was looking at all my options. Should I stay in Lebanon? Should I go to France? I'm French educated. Should I go to the US? So I was looking at all those options. So I do get the frustration that you right now you're living. So all of the questions that's going on in your mind. So I lived them 5 years from like it's been 5 years now. And I did not begin my studies at Bryan University. I began my study at a community college and then I transferred to Bryan. It's a long story. I might share half of it like during those slides. And then if you have any questions, I will share my email. We can do virtual sessions after. And yeah.
That's awesome. The community college is something that is not very popular in the Czech Republic. Like we don't know the format. So for you guys, if you don't know what it is, it's 2 plus 2. And Odette, can you elaborate a little bit, please?
Yeah, sure. So that community college, you can attend 2 years. It's very low tuition. It's not
Mhm,
as high as like a 4-year universities.
mhm.
So when I went to a community college, I did not have any advisor. I did not have any counselor. I'm a first-gen student, so I did not know anything about the US system. So someone told me community college is you're not gonna pay a lot, just go. So I went over there. And I did not do much over there, which I do regret. But then I went to Bryan to visit Bryan University. Everyone was telling, oh, this is a private school in Rhode Island, and a lot of good good talk about Bryan.
Mhm,
And I went
mhm,
and visited Bryan, and I felt like, oh my God, this is my dream school. So I did a lot of work at the community college that I was at. I graduated with a 4 GPA, and then I
mhm.
transferred to Bryan, and that's where the dream started. Like I
Okay.
was so involved at Bryan, I loved it. But to be honest, it saved me a lot of money starting at the community college. Just 3 years. You can do less than 2 years. It depends on you.
Mhm,
And even like, let's say in high school, your grade weren't that good and you did not get accepted, let's say, to Bryan University. You can start at a community college if you
mhm,
know that you have a potential, but something happened in high school and you did not do good. And then work hard in the community college and then transfer to Bryan. You will receive a scholarship. You might get accepted. And some schools have like articulation agreement between community college and university like
mhm,
Bryan University have it with CCRI. So go to CCRI. If you graduated from CCRI with a certain GPA,
mhm.
um, certain requirement, it's a guarantee admission at Bryan University. So when you look at a school, if you really want to go to it and you're probably struggle financially to cover the rest of the tuition after scholarship and financial aid and all of that, look at the community college option. That would be my number one recommendation.
Thank you. Mhm,
Some key points. I'm gonna talk about the unique aspect of the system, of the US system, the benefit for international student, and how it prepare you for global opportunities. So the structure of the US higher education system, you have the community college that I just mentioned. You have like liberal art colleges, research universities. Some of them are public, some of them are private. It depends on the major that you're gonna do. And there is like a specialized institution like art, technology. It's all depend at the end of the day on what you want to study. So the degree offered, you have associate. The associate are usually from like a community college. Like when you graduate, let's say from a community college, you complete 2 years, you're gonna receive an associate degree. The bachelor's degree, 4 years. The master's is graduate school, can be 1 year, can be 2 years, it depends. And doctorate, which is PhD or um, the other, this is not, sorry, just gonna remove this. Okay, sorry. Okay. And then there is a flexibility in the academic pathway. Like, for example, for me, when I started at school, of course, I was working at the same time. You can be a full-time student with 4 courses a semester, or you can be with 5, or you can take 6. So you have the flexibility in the US.
mhm,
As well, some school have the flexibility of majors. So for me, when I transferred as a finance major, legal study minor. I was like, this is a perfect combination if I want to go to law school. Then I took an economic courses and everything at Bryan was hand-on experience. I'm like, oh my
mhm.
gosh, I love economics. I'm gonna drop finance and do economics. I talked to my advisor. She was like, you're almost at the end. Just keep economics and add finance. You can remove your legal study minor. And that's what I did. But because we have this flexibility in our systems, in the US systems, you can do that. And a lot of school other than Bryan do provide this flexibility as well. So key feature of the US higher education. I'm just gonna So, as mentioned before, you have the academic flexibility as choosing your major, your minors. Some schools do require minors. Like at Bryan, you have to have a
Mhm,
major and a minor, but it has to be in like two different schools. Like let's say you did one in business, like finance business. You can minor in economics because it's under the art and science school, but you cannot minor in accounting because it fall under the same school. So a
mhm,
lot of schools do have like majors, minors, and the flexibility of changing. Like let's
mhm,
say an 18 years old will can pick, like, let's say, architecture, but maybe a 20-year-old may change their mind. So the US to understand that sometimes after experience, after internship, you might be like, this is not what I want to do, and I want to change. So you have this flexibility. And the interdisciplinary studies. which is what I talked about with Brian, what we have, for example, the combination of the business school, the art and science, the health and behavioral school. So some schools do require that as well. Brian is one of them. And I think that's a great opportunity for us as student, not just as an international student. Like let's say you want to major in accounting, that's fall under the business school. You're a great accountant, you know everything, but if you do not have like communication skills, like how are you gonna be famous? How are you gonna work? You know what I mean? Like you need those skills. Like we don't focus just on business. Like in my country, my high school, they focus a lot. Oh, you have to be good at one thing. I mean, when I went to the US, it was like, no, you need all the skills to be successful. And that's what the US system has. And that's what I appreciate when I took my degree over there. Like I grew up, like I grew a lot as a person when I took all those skills.
And I think it's awesome because sometimes it's very hard to decide for one
Yeah.
thing. And I know the students, even when applying, they have different interests. And it's awesome that you can combine it in the US and you can
Yeah.
pick and choose and try and drop and add. And it's just, it's perfect for those of you who are not sure, like how can you be sure? You're just 20 something years old, when you have to decide. And just keep in mind that in the Czech Republic, you have to decide and you have to stick with that decision. Whereas in the US, like Odette, she wanted to change her mind and she could have changed her mind or added on and so forth. So there is a huge flexibility and it's a big advantage. I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I can talk about a little bit like the difference between like Lebanon and the US. Like for example, even with like majors like courses that you take. Like in the
Mhm.
US, it's a lot of practice. At least Brian, like from my experience, everything was practice. Like how did I know that I love economics? I practice it. Like the course was like you write a research paper, you presented it in Boston. If you win, you go to DC. Finance, we worked with a $3.1 million in portfolio that belongs to Bryan University Fund. So we did that's how I knew that I love like my majors, and that's how I knew that I want to graduate as a finance and econ major. I took some legal study course. That's how I knew I love law and I want to go to law school. In addition to the internship, like in Lebanon right now, I have a friend who just graduated and he just like got the first job and he hated it already. I'm like, why you did not change like your mind before taking this degree? He was like, first, I did not have the flexibility of changing my mind. Like I already went into like law school. Law school in Lebanon, just 3 years was no undergrad, so it's different than the US. And then he was like, all the courses are different than real life experience. So in the US, you also do take this real life experience while being in the classroom, which I think that's so special. Like as student, like someone who just graduated high school, how is he gonna know or how is she gonna know that they like finance or econ or biology, like if they did not practice it, you know what I mean?
Mhm. Mhm.
In addition, there is a lot of school who offer small class sizes, which is
Mhm.
also special. From my school, Brian, they do like that average class size is 26. A professor will know your name, they will know your major, they will know everything about you. And like that's I think that what made my experience so special at my school because like I still right now I graduated from Ryan. I still talk to my professors. I'm like, oh, should I do this? Like I got this opportunity. What do you recommend? Like we're still in touch because of the small class size. But in some institution there is big size classroom. So it depends on your preference, what you like.
Mhm.
There is a lot of also, as mentioned before, the focus on participation, project, research, you're gonna do a lot of projects, you're gonna do a lot of research, participation. This is the US. You're gonna practice everything.
Mhm.
Some school maybe like have this big class size room, but they do like push you to do like internships. You're gonna have to do research, big, small, medium class size.
Mhm.
Like I personally did all of that at Brian. Participation was a huge part, sometimes even of our final grade project. 20% of most of my courses were about projects. So they want to know if you know how to work with like people. Like right now, I did five internship required me working with people. And I'm
Mhm.
like, ah, thank God I learned that at school.
Mhm.
Research, of course, there is a lot of capstone by the end of your degree that you need to do. and the extracurricular curricular opportunities like clubs, sport, community involvement. And that's huge in the US. And Lebanon, which is so funny, when I went to high school, I wanted to do like ballet, I wanted to do basketball. And my mom was like, just focus on your study. This is going to distract you. And that's how my teacher also think about it. And that's how everyone thinks about it in here. But when I went to the US, no, you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to be involved. You need those skills. You need to be in this community. Do you like I don't know, for me, like I was the president of the Women's Network. I opened the Arab associations. I was so involved on campus and I loved it. Like I learned a lot. I learned more than you learn like a book, a paper, and you know what I mean? Like you
Yeah.
learn a lot from those because in the US they appreciate that. They appreciate sports, for example, like at Bryan and a lot of other schools. They do offer scholarship for athletes. Like in Lebanon, I did not see that, to be honest. That's why I love the US. Like they appreciate even what you do outside of the classroom.
Mhm.
Also, there is top-ranked universities. There is diverse campus community. You're gonna meet a lot of cultures over there, which is gonna make your experience so special. You're gonna be exposed to a lot of culture. You're gonna meet the American culture. You're gonna meet the Lebanese culture. You're gonna
Mhm.
meet the Egyptian culture. You're gonna love it. Like there is like even at Brian, like there was a lot of diversity. When I opened the Arab Association, not only Arab people joined a lot of like Americans, some of the e-board actually was American. They just wanted to learn about the culture. So
Mhm.
there is a lot of exposure to culture around the world. And also there is strong alum network. Um, I'm gonna share a bit about my experience. Like when I applied to jobs after graduation, it was a different plan. I was gonna go to DC, I was gonna go do my master's, and then I changed my mind. So I reached out to alum, they were so helpful. They talked to me, they gave me advice. We had coffee together. Some of them offered me jobs. So you're gonna have the strong alum network, and you're gonna like let's say right now I'm back in Lebanon, and I'm gonna go back to the US when I'm gonna go to law school. But I know that I can go to like this alum weekend that they do it, and I'm gonna meet a lot of alum, and we're still in touch. There is LinkedIn, there is Instagram, there is the people that you are very close, there is WhatsApp. So you're gonna have this lifelong connections and opportunity. And right now, he is like your friend, you're in school, he's in the same classroom. Next day, he might be, I don't know, maybe the president of the US, you never know.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
you're going to
Mhm.
make those strong alum connections, which make your experience so special because some of you may go back immediately to your country, be like, I'm exhausted. I just want to go back to my parents' house. And then after living a year at your parents' house, be like, oh, this might not be a great idea. I want to go back to the US. But you're going to have those opportunities and those connections that you're going to use, and that will open tons of doors for you.
And I totally agree. These connections, they open doors. And I'm not sure if you know, but there are 802, so over 800 Czech students studying in the United States. So it's wonderful because there are a lot of alumni as well. So I know that when Czech students apply to universities and colleges, they sometimes have to undergo an interview and they get an alumni who is Czech, who is back in the Czech Republic, and they talk to him about, them applying to other schools and so forth. And it's amazing because it's the family and they went through the similar things and they can help you and they can support you. And I love the connections that are being created by this educational initiative. So yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, I mean, for me, they helped me a lot. I mean, I think for everyone, like everyone, like let's say if I met a Lebanese person in Brian was a Brian alum, we have the same roots. We share this.
Mhm.
I mean, of course, they will help me. Like those connections, even if they are not Lebanese, if they are like Brian regular student, like knowing that you share something similar with them, that's gonna
Yeah.
help you a lot. Will open tons of doors, as you mentioned.
Yeah.
We have also a lot of support for international students. That's what I did not know when I went to the US. There is like international student officers. Go talk to them, ask questions. Like
Mhm.
some of student, like let's say when I first moved to the US, I was so shy. I was like, oh, if I ask this question, they will think I'm stupid. They will not help me. No, we never think, and especially after working in this job, I feel like the smart person is a person who asks questions.
Mhm.
Like there is no right or wrong questions. There is no stupid questions. There is questions that you need to know the answer to.
Mhm.
So there is like visa support offices, there is like advising office, talk to your counselors, to me, to Henny, to whoever you feel comfortable talking to. Ask question like what's gonna happen with my visa? Like I don't know how to apply to it. Like about scholarship, financial aid. Like some student asked me about like financial aid. Like at Brian, we offer a huge scholarship, but we do not cover like the entire tuition. We don't offer like base needs scholarships, but we do offer merit. But some student, when they ask me, I send them the outside scholarship that I applied to it. But if they did not ask, like how I'm gonna send it to them? You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like just
Mhm.
asking this question, a door opened for them, which is a scholarship that I applied to it. So same thing. An English language program. Those like you will like when I moved to the US, I did not know that, but I'm French educated and I did not know English at all. I knew like a little bit, and my accent was so bad. I used to say awesome. I did not say awesome. It was so bad. So I studied English by myself, but I was struggling. Like I had to listen to Oprah like at least 3 hours a day, read those books. Like I still like see my notes, like how it means this means this. It was
Mhm.
so bad. But like right now, like before, and like even when in my time, it's been like 5 years, not that much. But like there is program that will teach you English. Go to them. Some of them are free. Like you don't have to pay, just Google it, like where there is English program that I can learn. And there is also cultural integration activities. I know like coming from total different culture from the US, going over there, you're gonna feel like, "Oh, do I really belong there?" Yes, there is a place for everyone. But there is also like cultural integration activities that you can do that will help you become part, like share your culture and become part of the community
Mhm.
by staying within your culture and your norm and your value and everything.
Mhm.
So ask question. That would be my number one advice. Look at the opportunity. I know sometimes you like to do everything by yourself, but look, like for me, like I wish I knew there was English language program. I would be like my English would be way better than when I first enrolled in CRI and all of that.
Mhm.
I wish I knew about the international student offices. Like I had to do everything on my own, which was so hard. So go ask questions, explore opportunities, see what doors will open for you.
Mhm.
Some challenges for international students, the financial cost. I know that not every school offer for ride. Some of them, even if they offer for ride, you still have like your dorm, your food, your the meal, everything, and the flights. It's expensive. I'm not gonna lie, especially in the US. So there is scholarship financial aid. Always ask if you receive the scholarship, ask, can I apply for another one? Like, how do we get scholarship at your school? Like, for example, at Brian, when you first apply, you are and you got accepted, you will automatically receive a scholarship. There is no student who attend Brian without a scholarship, but it range between like 8,000 and 40,000. Some school offer like full ride. Some school do not offer scholarship for international students, but their tuition is so low. So you need to check like how much is the tuition, how much is the room and board meal, all of that. You need to check them. You need to apply to scholarships. Some of them outside scholarship. Like when I applied to Brian, I applied to, of course, I received my scholarship. I also applied to outside scholarship that added to my scholarship. And then I was able to finish my 4 years without taking any loans or anything. So ask questions about scholarship, ask how you can get, like how you can apply to other scholarship, see if they offer international financial aid. Um, check those schools, do your research.
Mhm.
And do not make your decision at the beginning. Like some student be like, oh, you guys do not offer for ride, I'm not gonna apply. We might end up at the end of the day give you more money than the school that will offer for ride. You may not
Mhm.
be eligible for the for ride. You know what I mean? Do not make your decision at the beginning. Do it at the end when you know how much money you're gonna get from the school, you know, like what you want from the school, do your decision at the end. Have a lot of options and ask for fee waivers as well. Like I know, like applying to like 20 schools, like right now for me for law school, applying to 20 schools, that's a lot of money, like 20 times, I don't know, 150,
Mhm,
60, I don't know. Apply for fee waiver. 90% of the admission counselor will give it to you.
mhm,
Culture adjustment. There is also campus support and mentorship program in a lot of schools. I mean, in most of the schools, there is campus support. There is in the US, there is a lot of that.
mhm,
And the
mhm,
visa process, of course, there is people that will guide you with that. And even if you feel like you're so lost, one email or one message, one WhatsApp message, you will find someone who's helping you with literally every step.
mhm, mhm,
But those sometimes are struggle that some student like, oh, I did not get my visa up. Like, what should I do? Sometimes it's hard, but sometimes we can help. Sometimes we can't. Like, those are some struggle challenges that the international student will face eventually.
mhm,
My tips for you guys is research school, as mentioned before, select the right institution. So for me, when I went to Brian, for me, it was a feeling more than everything. When I went to the school, looked at it from outside, I'm like, oh my God, this is what I see in movies. And when I
mhm,
go to that school, I felt like this special connection with Brian. And indeed, like all my dream came true at
mhm,
Brian. Like I won so many awards. I was so involved. I made so many friends. I thought I'm not gonna make any friends. And I thought, oh my God, I'm gonna live this miserable life in the US. I can't wait to go back to Lebanon. And I lived my best life. And you can see it, like, if you want to check my LinkedIn, like, I also did the open house speech. It was like a dream for me to speak in English in front of like thousands of people. And I was the only student speaking. This was a dream. Like, I never even thought about it. And it happened
mhm,
at Bryan because I chose the right institution for me. For
mhm,
you, it might not be Bryan, it might be X university. So you wanna do your research, be like, I want a small sized classroom, I want friendly professors, I want like maybe top ranked institution. You need to check, do your
mhm, mhm,
checklist, apply to a lot of school, and then make your decision.
mhm,
Check if the school take SAT, TOEFL. TOEFL, a lot of people will take, a lot of university will take it if you're like international student, but check about the SAT, ACT.
mhm,
Do they need them? They don't. If I apply to the SAT, ACT, will it change something? Will it not? For us, we're optional. Like if you apply to SAT, that's great. If you get a great score, of course, submit it. If you don't, I would not recommend. And understand the application requirement and the deadline. And that's what I struggled in law school. Applications, like put on Excel sheet. That's what I do, what I'm doing. And that's what
mhm,
I did when. So put all the school that you want to apply to, like 20 schools. Okay, that's a deadline. Then put green, red. I got accepted green. I got rejected red. I got waitlisted yellow. Put like this school still need like transcript to be like do this Excel sheet. It will make everything organized for you. Because if let's say you missed a deadline for a school that you really want to go to because you got distracted with other school, that's gonna like you're gonna mess up your dreams. You know what I mean? So be organized as much as possible. Do your research. I know it's hard. I know sometimes it's annoying with high school. I want to enjoy my high school year. I want to enjoy my junior year. There is time to college. So I need to really go to like it's worth it. Trust me, it's worth it. You will regret it later if you did not do it right now.
mhm.
And thank you for your attention. And
Thank
that's my
you.
email.
Mhm, mhm.
That's my email. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me. I can also, if you want my phone number, I can email it to you. If you want a fee waiver, also, if you want to do like a one-on-one meeting with me, I will be more than happy to do it. If you want, I can talk as an admission rep at Brian. If not, I can talk as a mentor for international students. So whatever
Thank
you
you.
want, I'm here to help.
So, Adele, we do have some questions here in the chat box, and one of them is actually if you can tell a little bit more about Brian. Where is it? How big a school is it? And so forth. And if it's the school behind you on the picture, actually.
It is. This is my school. It's one of the building. It's a small school, and I love that it was a small school. Like I
Mhm,
was so nervous my first 2 weeks, as mentioned. I'm like, I'm gonna meet. Am I gonna meet like those mean people that you see on TV? Like, what is gonna happen at Brian? And from my second week, I became friends with so many people. First
mhm,
semester, I became friends with everyone. Like you're gonna see their faces 10 times a day. Like you cannot pass not saying hi.
mhm,
Everyone at Bryan is so friendly. It's a small school. It's located in Rhode Island, in
mhm,
Smithfield. It's safe. It's so safe. The business, we're very special in business, all business
mhm,
major. We're not only a business school. We have art
mhm,
and science school, health and behavioral school. But with business, our business building is located in the main campus of Fidelity's investment
mhm,
um, campus. So our business building is located over there.
mhm,
We're top 5% in the nation school.
mhm.
We have small class size. Everyone,
Cool.
even professors, will be like. I used to say like some professors are like my family. When they say like, "Hey, are you gonna go back to the US? What's the first thing that you're gonna do?" I'm like, "I'm gonna visit my family. I'm gonna go back to Brian, at least visit it for a day and two, and then go back to the state where my law school
Mhm.
will be."
Oh,
That's about Brian. And there is tons of things I can talk about Brian. If you want, I can do a one-on-one meeting with you.
awesome. They're also asking, what sports division are you at Bryan University?
What? Sorry.
A sports division? Are you a
Oh, we're D1.
division? You're
We're
D1. Okay. Oh
we're
yeah,
D1.
they are very happy about it. So
We're D1 for 25 sports, Brian, and we do offer scholarship for our D1's team.
that's awesome. There's also a question about your previous experience at a community college. What kind of community college did you go to?
I um I went to CCRI, to the
Uh-huh.
Community College of Rhode Island.
Oh, great.
I for a year and a half.
Okay.
Um, I visited. I did not, I wasn't involved at the community college. I was still an international student. My parents are still, I was scared. I'm not gonna
Mhm,
lie. I was scared. I'm like, oh, what's gonna happen? I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna go to like a 4 years university. Gonna be
mhm,
like all my friends in Lebanon. Like, what is gonna happen?
mhm,
I met by accident an admission counselor at Bryan, but I visited Bryan before. Like, it was like my dream school. I wanted to go there, but I did not know how. And then she helped me with the process. She literally explained to me what scholarships, what financial aid mean,
mhm,
what all of that. She helped me. And yeah, every time I help a student, I remember how my admission counselor helped me. So I always do the
oh,
same. But community college will save you a lot of money.
mhm.
But you're not gonna live the same thing that you will live in a 4 year institution. That's guarantee. That
Okay.
would be like me me telling you that, Odette telling you that, not an admission rep at Bryan University.
Okay, and there is a last question. If Bryan University provides housing for international students.
Yes,
Mhm,
it's 4 year guarantee housing for
mhm,
everyone, not just
mhm.
international student, and a lot of students live on campus. A lot.
Okay. Okay, that's great. Okay, there is one more though. This is going to be the last one, you guys.
And
They're asking how to make the college list because there are 4,500 plus institutions in the United States. So, how is it possible to kind of make the priority list and how did you do it? How did you make the best fit for you? How did you find it in this huge selection basically?
it's hard. You're not get so for me it was Brian. So for me it was okay. I know you're. So I went to the CCRI a year and a half. So technically you have 2 years in the community college, and then you can transfer to any other institution. So for me, I transferred a year and a half. So if I did not get into Brian, I can stay extra semester at CCRI, then transfer to Brian. So
Mhm,
that's how much I wanted it. But for like I would say, what is your top priority? Like, do you want small, Google it, like what school have small class size? Like do a
mhm,
checklist. Like you need to do that. Like you need a friendly community, you need safe community, you need school that offers a lot of money, you need this, you need
mhm,
that. Like what do you need from a school? Make your
mhm,
list and then talk to people from those schools.
mhm,
Apply, but talk to people, like talk to counselor, be like, hey, can I meet with one of your student or can I meet with you?
Mhm,
and then
mhm.
see what the student will say about the school.
Okay.
Because those people are honest. They don't get paid for that. They will be so honest with you. They will be like, "Oh, my school is amazing." Some of them will be like, "Oh, don't go to my school." So you never know what's you never know what you're gonna meet. So do your list, talk to people. It's a big research. Like at the end of
Mhm,
the day, this is gonna be your home for the next 4 years.
mhm,
So do your research, talk to people. That I would emphasize that a lot. See like where did those people went in their life. Like some people at Brian, like how I knew that Brian is a great school. Some of them went to Goldman Sachs, which is one of the biggest investment company. A lot of people went to Fidelity, PwC. Like this school, like we have top 1% return on investment. Like I know that I have a great future from the school. Like you need to check that as well. Safety is important for your parents and for you.
mhm,
Um, After graduation, what's going to happen? It's very important. You don't want to go to a school that you're going to end up unemployed. Like, why did you went to the United States?
mhm, mhm,
Let's start from here.
mhm.
You need a school that focus on that. Um, I don't know if you like being in a great community, if you don't want to socialize with people, what do you like? You need to know that, make your research, talk to alum, talk to counselor.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much for staying with us throughout that presentation. Thank you, Odette. And
It's my
please,
pleasure.
everyone who has questions, reach out to us. You have our email addresses. You see, Odette is awesome. Please reach out to her. She will advise you. I'm happy to advise you. So good luck with your college list. I know you are currently in your junior year of high school. Most of you are. So you do have time, but start with the college list and we will move from there. Thank you so much for your attention, guys, and I'm looking forward to your emails and questions. Bye.
You know,